BoxingShow.tv fans and the Fight Network. This is a special interview. We're in Quebec City, and we're here for the fight for Librado Andrade against Lucian Bute for the rematch. And I got a special guest right here, the one and only, one of the greatest boxers of all time, a legend. Even though you're young, I'm going to call you a legend. Lennox Lewis. How you doing, Lennox?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Now we want to talk about the man, Lennox. I want to know the HBO commentating. Who came? Did you go to them, or did they come to you? And
No, what happened, when I was in training camp with my trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, he's always, we're sitting there and we're watching certain fights, and I'm commentating while the commentators are fighting, and I'm bringing different things out that a boxer only can see, but a commentator can't see. So he said that I should really try commentating. So I didn't really take him serious at first, so I tried it. It was a bit sketchy at first, but I've improved 100%.
Yes, you have improved 100%. We remember the first telecast, and I said, okay, he's good, but then I saw the improvement, and you're doing really well. I want to ask you also basically in the scenes that we don't see, like the fans want to know what goes on behind the scenes. Tell me a little bit about how it goes behind the scenes with the HBO crew before a fight.
Yeah, before a fight, we all actually we meet with the fighters and we hear their story and get some background behind them, and we speak with them, hear how they're feeling. Then the next day we all get prepared for the fight. We all arrive together, we eat dinner together, and then we go through a little practice show just, to get everything going, make sure everything's running correctly. And after that, it's fight time. Everybody goes for fixing their hair, and some of the other guys, commentators, put on makeup.
Yeah, we know somebody who doesn't. Anyways, I want to talk a little bit about your past, because you had an incredible career. Some of the best fights you've ever had. Give me maybe 2 or 3 fights that you've really enjoyed.
Rockman was one of my greatest fights, because this is a man that beat me in South Africa in 4 rounds, and I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to come back and beat this guy. So I came back and I beat him in 3 rounds in the same fashion he beat me, so I feel good about that. Halloween night was a great night for me in London against Razor Ruddock, and that was exciting because the fans were really into it. They were ecstatic, and I felt really good about that fight. Tyson fight, was a good fight.
That's the fight I thought you were going to say first.
Yeah, the Tyson fight was eluding me for such a long while, years, and I didn't even know if it was going to come up or not. But it finally came up. I did what I had to do. It wasn't pretty, but I did it. I would say every one of my fights are exciting, because preparing for them mentally and physically, it brings back memories. When people say, I seen that fight, or what about that fight? They talk to me about certain fights. It really brings back and stirs up a lot of memories of what I went through for that fight, and even behind the scenes, what happened behind that fight that a lot of people don't know.
Right. Speaking of that fight, I want to just go back to it a little bit with the Mike Tyson. I don't know if it was just a rumor, but I'm pretty sure it's true. You go way back with Mike Tyson, because apparently when you were younger in the amateurs, you went at it, and they don't want to continue because it was going too strong. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, it was a situation where in 1983 in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, I won the World Junior Championships. That's the under-20s. He was supposed to actually come, but Customato didn't really love planes and didn't like that kind of travel. So I won that tournament. He wasn't there. Anyway, I was still having problems trying to find good sparring, because I wanted to fight against the best fighters in the world. And we heard about Mike Tyson up in the Catskills, so we went up there. Me and my trainer Arnie Beam, who passed away, he brought me all over America just to do sparring. Anyway, we went up there. First day in the ring, seemed like a nice enough guy. Tyson came across the ring. He wanted to take off my head. I was like, "Who is this guy, man?" And I did my Muhammad Ali impression.
Right.
So I would say he got the best of the first day, because I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting, let's work together, and practice. Second day, third day, You know, I started to warm up and do a lot better. So he blooded my nose in the first day. I blooded his lip in the last day. So we were pretty even then.
Right, because I know that during the fight, the big fight, obviously there was a lot of hype, and he said a lot of crazy things, and you knew him a little bit more. You think it was just obviously an act, or do you believe that he was just hyping up the fight?
No, I believe he was hyping up the fight. I was, you know, the Mike Tyson that you guys see on TV is not the Mike Tyson that I know. You know, I know him as a nice guy, very friendly, very polite, but when you've seen certain things of him, what he does on TV, and you know, I'm saying, is this the same guy? So when he said he wanted to eat my kids and all that,
that's it.
you know, I said, eat my kids. You know, my mother said, you don't have any kids yet. So I didn't know what that meant. Anyway, I thought he was a little one brick shy of a load with some of the comments he was making, but we straightened it out after in the ring.
And you guys made a lot of money. That's it. Ended up being an exciting fight for you. And,
yeah, it was. It was a very exciting fight. We did make a lot of money. I don't have any anymore anyway. So
yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, we're not gonna get there. We're not gonna get into the personal stuff. But let's move on to something else. When you see a guy like Vitali Klitchko, which you had an amazing fight as well with him, does it over the years when you did retire, at any point you were tempted of coming back? And when you see him coming back, because he retired, and then you see him doing so well and so successful, anytime a little tempting, saying to yourself, maybe I want to come back?
Not really. My main focus throughout my whole career was getting Mike Tyson in the ring, because he was the American bad boy at the time. And, you know, the Klitschko brothers weren't even heard of at that point until I was getting ready to retire. And my main focus was really Mike Tyson. Klitschko was like icing on the cake for me, and HBO kind of pushed me to have a fight. I was actually supposed to fight Chris Johnson from Halifax, but something happened to his...
He injured himself.
Yeah, he hurt his heart muscle, and I don't know, or I think the Klitschkos may have gave him some money and said, well, step aside right now, we're ready right now. After we win the title from Lewis, you can have a fight after that. And they did have a fight after that, but he never won the fight with me.
Yeah, maybe the fact that because the fight was more competitive and they saw you taking so many guys so easily, that's what made maybe probably the hype, that they wanted to see that rematch so badly. And they only think that the only guy can actually beat him still, they always have that Lennox Lewis back in their mind. So it's a compliment to you. Yeah,
I mean, I actually thought about having another fight, but, you know, I looked at the fight, I realized I cut him in 5 different places. I realized I wasn't really prepared for him, but if I do get prepared for him, you know, I would knock him out. So there was no point in going on. I was very happy with my whole career and with my legacy, which, you know, young upcoming fighters can try and achieve. So it's all great.
Is there any fight that you would have loved to make from your past? Is there any guy?
There's one guy, Riddick Bowe, Chicken Bowe, is the guy I wanted to fight. You know, he seemed to...
I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah, you know, he seemed to insult me in front of a lot of people. So anytime he insulted me, I wanted to get at him, but there's like 100 people trying to stop us. So I really wanted to get him in the ring and give him a beating.
But you actually had a little crossing with him younger, when you were younger?
Yeah, in the
amateurs.
In the amateurs, in the 88 Olympics.
Correct.
88 Olympics was my actually gold medal fight, and I stopped him in 2 rounds. So that's why he didn't want to face me in the professionals. Lucky for him.
Riddick Bowe, you were lucky. That's what Lennox says.
That's what I say, baby.
And I want to talk to you also some of the rumors. If it's a rumor or not, there was talks when Roy Jones actually became heavyweight and after beating John Ruiz, that there was a fight that was supposed to happen. Any truth to that? What happened with this fight?
Which one?
The Roy Jones after he beat John Ruiz. Everybody was talking about this fight.
He beat John Ruiz, which is, you know, not the top heavyweight in the world. Them guys are easy to beat. But if he's going up against the best, this is why we have weight classes. That's why I'm a heavyweight and he's not.
Did they ever offer the fight?
No, it was a lot of talk, a lot of hype, but it wasn't real. It wasn't real, and I don't think that fight should have been made because it wouldn't have been pretty.
So I want to have one more question to finish this incredible interview. 2 fighters of all time you would have loved to face. Give me any 2 fighters. Or maybe 1 fighter.
Well, you know what? I don't really cross errors, but I wouldn't say face as in a real fight. Probably spar with. I would love to spar with Muhammad Ali,
Right.
and Jack Johnson.
Incredible fighters.
2 incredible fighters, 2 men that really did a lot for boxing and paved the way for me today. So I would have seen how, I would have matched up with them.
And on this note, I want to thank you very much, Lennox Lewis, for this interview. It was great.
Thanks for having me.
And we're happy to see you on TV and continue success.
All right. Bless.